Hi, everybody, to the My Instructor section of the course. For those of you who have missed the welcome announcement, my name is Scotty Edler. Edler is my last name, Edler. And I am located in Mobile, Alabama. That's where my office is located. So I'm on U.S. Central Time for those people who would like to call, or if you email and you don't get something in a particular amount of time, there is a time delay. Usually, if you're on the West Coast, I'm probably in bed about the time that you're doing some of your coursework, so you have to wait for an email the next day. My office telephone number is my cell phone number, just to make it easy. That number is 940-642-5219. It's a Texas number. And please do me a favor. If you decide to call me on my cell phone, that's wonderful. But please leave me a message in my voicemail. I do not respond, do not reply to anyone who calls and does a hang-up call. I don't know who they are. They could be some kind of telemarketer trying to sell me something, and I just prefer to know who I'm calling back at the time. So if you need to call me, I always welcome you to call me anytime from about 8 in the morning till 8 at night. That's great. Even 9 o'clock is fine. Just no overnight hours if you can help it. My office fax number, I do have a number, a home phone number that I use strictly for fax machine. So if for some reason you're not able to scan and email me something, or for your convenience it's just easier for you to fax me, that telephone number is 251-408-9210. It's usually good to email me or call me on my cell phone first and let me know that you're going to send a fax, so that I can make sure that the fax machine is turned on. Usually it's turned on all the time, but sometimes I need to go in, and if the power goes out or something, I have to reset it. The email address that you will use to get a hold of me this semester is s.edler@snhu.edu. Now, a lot of people, since I've been a little kid, have mispronounced or misspelt my name, Elder, Scotty Elder, E-L-D-E-R. This is not correct, and it's important that you learn how to spell my name correctly in case you have to email me, because if you send it to s.elder at snhu.edu, it will not get to me. So make sure you're spelling my name right from the beginning of the course, and it would be greatly appreciated. Now, office hours. Of course, we know that this is an online class, so we're not going to ever meet on campus. I do have office hours. Monday and Tuesday are both 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. These are regular business hours for people who are needing to get a hold of me during the day. Wednesday is a special day. I don't hold my office hours during the day. I offer them from 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. That's for my West Coast people. That's for my overseas military and foreign people who are in the foreign service and things like that. I have a student this semester that's getting ready to conclude who's in Liberia, and so sometimes she needs to be able to Skype or get a hold of me in the early morning hours for me, which would sometimes be some later hours for her. Thursday, I sleep in. My office hours are from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. That's simply because I'm usually up till 3 or 4 in the morning doing stuff for you guys, holding meetings, Skype, things like that. So I do request that no one tries to give me a call or get a hold of me before noon. That way I can kind of get caught up on my sleep. Friday is a half day. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Usually I'm doing some things around the house that need to be get taken care of. And Saturday and Sunday are by appointment. I am always willing to meet with students on the weekend, but due to the nature of my wife's work, sometimes it's necessary that I don't have anything planned in case I get to spend any time with her, and I'll explain that in a few minutes. I will be your instructor over the next 8 weeks, and so I just want to kind of give you a basic idea as to who I am, what I've done, that way we can kind of connect on a personal level. First of all, I grew up in the state of Delaware. I was born and raised in Wilmington, Delaware, lived there till I was about 10 or 11 years old, And then my mother, my brother, and me moved to a place called Lewes, Delaware. Most people have never heard of it. It's right where the Atlantic Ocean and the Delaware Bay meets. There's actually a ferry that goes between there and Cape May. It's called the Cape May Lewes Ferry. It's kind of famous in the Mid-Atlantic region. I grew up there the rest of my young adult lifehood. I graduated from Cape Henlopen High School in Lewes, Delaware in 1998. And from there, I went on to Delaware State University, which is located in the state capital of Delaware, Dover. I attended there from January 1999 until May 2003. I received my Bachelor of Arts in History from there with honors. I then moved on to Midwestern State University, which is in Wichita Falls, Texas. For those of you who are in the Air Force, you've probably heard of that. There's a large training base there, Shepherd Air Force Base, and I attended there from 2003 until 2006 when I got my Master's of Arts in History there as well. Some of my specialties in history, some of the things that I've studied, I've specialized in, and I really enjoy. First of all, getting my master's in Texas, we were required to have at least one U.S. field. So my U.S. field was U.S. Civil War. I've always been a major Civil War fan. I used to go to the battlefields, Gettysburg, Antietam, Manassas. I've really enjoyed doing that as a child. As an adult, I tried to hit all of them during the just recently passed 150th anniversary of the war period. So that's my major U.S. field. So unfortunately, it's out of the realm of this course for the most part. Although I do consider myself to be also a Reconstruction expert due to the fact that it's so closely tied with the U.S. Civil War. So when we're talking this first week, Module 1, about Reconstruction, you will be able to see quite a bit of passion and understanding from me. My major field, though, in history is Germany. Germany from 1870 to 1945. Primarily the Wilhelmine period, the Kaiser Wilhelm II period, which was from 1888 until 1918. That encompasses, of course, World War I and World War II, so I am pretty good with World War I and World War II. As a matter of fact, I wrote my master's thesis over World War I and World War II and the Wilhelmine period, so I am very abreast in that. And then outside the realm of those, my third field is Tudor-Stuart England. I do love the Tudors and the Stuarts and all the wacky nature and hijinks that went along with the Henry VIII and Elizabeth and the James boys. So that's where my primary research and expertise comes from. Currently, I just wrapped up taking graduate courses at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, in Omaha, Nebraska, and I was doing that so that I could become a political science instructor as well. I just finished my last course there. I now have the 18 credits required. I'm not sure if I'll offer political science at Southern New Hampshire University, but I will be offering them at my brick and mortar campuses that I teach at. But I may in the future, so stay tuned if you're interested and you end up enjoying this class. Just about my teaching career. I've been teaching college level history for well over a decade now. I began my career as a graduate assistant at Midwestern State University, where I got my master's. I was teaching discussion classes. Mainly they were question and answer classes from the main topic. So if it was a course in U.S. history and we were talking about Civil War, we may have a special reading that the professor would make you do each week, and then I would come in and do the special reading portion of the course. After I graduated, me and at that time my fiance, now my wife, moved to Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area, Arlington, Texas, to be exact. She's originally from Dallas, DeSoto actually, which is south of Dallas, and so we moved there to be closer to her mother and father And of course, because I got 2 jobs and it was centrally located between them. The first place I taught was Navarro College in Corsicana. They also have a campus in Waxahachie, Midlothian, Mahia. I think they've opened a couple more since then as well. And the other place I taught was North Central Texas College. Its main campus is in Gainesville, Texas, but they've got 2 other places. One in Denton, which is just north of Dallas. That's where the University of North Texas is, if anybody's a sports fan. And also they've got a campus in Bowie. And I served all of those different campuses at periods of time, sometimes driving an hour and a half, 2 hours a day one way just to get to a certain campus. So I've put in my driving time for sure. In 2010, we relocated to Galveston, Texas, probably one of my favorite cities of all time. We actually, prior to that, when we got married in 2009, we actually left for our honeymoon cruise out of Galveston. Liked it, but never thought anything of moving there. And then my wife decided she was going to take one more crack at medical school. She had always been pre-med. She had applied a few times and either been on the wait list or just missed it. And so she decided to do it one more time. And surprisingly, surprisingly since we like the town, that's actually where she got in. She got into the University of Texas Medical Branch, which is in Galveston, right on the island there. It's the oldest medical school west of the Mississippi River, so it's a pretty prestigious place. So while my wife was attending medical school, I accepted a position at Galveston College, where I still teach online. Taught there for about 3.5 years. Currently, we live in Mobile, Alabama. My wife is doing her residency at the University of South Alabama Children's and Women's Hospital. She is an OBGYN. So if you have any OBGYN questions, ladies, sorry for the Marco Rubio moment, but my mouth was getting a little parched there. If you have any OBGYN questions, you're always more welcome to give me a call, and I'll pass the phone over to her. Nothing like free medical advice to go along with your college. So we've been a pretty nomadic lifestyle. We seem to move about every 4 years, and right now, currently, we're getting ready to finish the second year of her residency, and it's a 4-year residency. So in 2 years, we'll either stay here or move. So we move around quite a bit. It's definitely been a nomadic adventure for sure. So in a year or 2, we'll probably be figuring out where we'll be next, which is scary and also super exciting at the same time. It's been a long road. People don't realize how hard doctors work. It's 4 years of undergrad, 4 years of medical school, 4 years of residency. She's been working on this 12 years plus the 2.5, 3 years she took off. It's been a long road for both of us because we've been together for the entire thing. So it's been rough, but it will be good here in a few years for sure. And it's always a thing that's important for people. Don't ever give up because it seems hard, because the end is always near, and it is definitely near for us. Home life, me and my wife have 2 dogs. We have Cole and Rosie. Cole is a half Labrador, half Dachshund. I know that sounds incredibly insane, but he does look just like a miniature black lab. One day, if I can actually wrangle him, he's getting old, but if I can wrangle him, maybe I'll throw him up and have him say hello to y'all. My other dog, I'm surprised you haven't heard her because she's annoying sometimes, is Rosie. She is pretty much my dog. She's a Weimaraner mix. We're not sure what she's mixed with. Some people say pit, some people say all kinds of stuff. I think it's whatever they want to see in her at the moment. They keep me pretty busy. I teach mostly almost entirely, to be specific, from home, either from Navarro, from Galveston College, or now at Southern New Hampshire University. And so they keep me pretty busy. I have something to do, picking up after them, playing with them. On our spare time, which if you know anybody who's ever gone through medical school and residency, you'll know that during residency, doctors don't have a lot of spare time. Usually my wife works 2 days a week, Friday, Sunday, or Saturday. So we don't have a lot of off time. But when we do, we enjoy fishing. We enjoy boating. I have a 15-foot 1985 Four Winds that I bought when she was in medical school, and I completely tore apart and rebuilt. It's not the greatest boat in the world, but it was something for me to do while she was in medical school. We've had fun with it, rebuilding it, reupholstering it. We did almost everything ourselves, and it was really fun. We enjoyed it. We both enjoy reading, although I will admit we don't get to do it nearly as much as we'd like because, well, busy. At least for fun, we don't get to read. We like to relax at the beach or the pool. We absolutely love the beach. When we lived in Galveston, we lived right across the street from the Gulf of Mexico. We could see it from our balcony. Now we got spoiled with that. Now we have to drive either 30 minutes to a place called Dolphin Island or an hour and 20 to Orange Beach or Gulf Shores, Alabama. All beautiful Florida-style beaches, absolutely wonderful. If anybody ever's looking to visit the area, let me know. I can give you some restaurant advice. We also enjoy visiting with friends, gardening. I enjoy woodworking myself. I just got done building my wife a couple of benches for the backyard around the fire pit. I also build them and give them to people, build things and give things to people as gifts, or recently I've been building things and taking them to the flea market and or giving them to people to give to the flea market to sell. I don't actually go and do it myself. We enjoy painting. I do a lot of the little I'm more of a Bob Ross, if anybody knows who Bob Ross is. White guy, big fro, a Bob Ross painter. When I need to blow off steam, I enjoy video games. Me and my wife both actually like to play video games. Her for the eye-hand coordination, me just to blow stuff up. Currently she's playing Rock Band 4. I just got done playing Star Wars Battlefront. I'm always interested if anybody has any video game recommendations. I'm always glad to hear them. We are PS4 people. We had a PS2, now we have a PS4. We did have a Nintendo Wii in the middle. It was all right, not the greatest, but we enjoyed it. So if anybody out there who wants to connect and play video games with me, I always have students that like to play. I don't play as much as you guys do, maybe an hour every other day or something, but I am available if anybody wants to play. The only other hobby I have is, I have to admit, this is kind of a sick hobby, but I'm a huge Halloween fan. And I don't mean the movie, I just mean the holiday overall. Now, this semester is an interesting semester because this is the one I'm always starting to ramp up. We do have a big, huge Halloween party. So here in about, I don't know, it's the end of May, so probably in about 30 days or so, the beginning of July is when I'll start building the props and stuff for our big Halloween party. Last year we had a huge cemetery, and so I built an entire cemetery, including working coffins, open coffins where things would pop out. This year we haven't quite decided what we're going to do, but I'm sure I'll be out there building some kind of craziness. One year it was a complete circus. I mean, we're talking ticket booths and all kinds of nonsense. So don't know what we're doing this year, but I do always like to post things and keep my students. A lot of students like to look at it, and I had one student even ask me for the instructions on how to do a coffin last year, so which got a real laugh out of me. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about me for the most part. Remember over the semester that if you have any questions or concerns, or you just feel like there's something wrong or you need help, I am here for you. I'm here for you whenever you need me. If you need anything, don't hesitate to contact me. I've given you the contact information here. I think it's above and below, actually, this video. Get a hold of me. Give me a call. Remember, I do have 24 hours to get back to your emails. I try never to be that bad, but I do have 24 hours. Phone calls, I try to call back as quickly as I can within reason. If I'm out to dinner or something, I'll ignore it and then call you back. If I don't know the answer to the question, and I've only been here, this is only my second semester at Southern New Hampshire University, so, I don't have all the answers, but you and me can work together to get the answer that you need. So ask if you don't know what you're doing, or you're confused, or even if I don't know, you and me we'll get a hold of someone who will clarify it for us. I look forward to guiding you and helping you all over the next 8 weeks. If there's anything you need, let me know. Take care and good luck.